welcome to episode 624 of Prog. And today I'm talking about Relics by Pink Floyd, because someone said do Relics, and I thought, oh yeah, that'll get some views, because that's what people like. They like Pink Floyd, don't they? They love the Pink Floyd. Relics, originally released the 14th of May 1971, is a compilation album subtitled A Bizarre Collection of Antiques and Curios. Yeah, it's a compilation. It's flawed. It's not the perfect compilation, but it's got some unusual things about it, like the inclusion of Old Lane and See How Many Play. And they've got this Relics version, they've been converted to was it called geophonic? Geophonic stereo. So it was originally a mono mix and mono masters, so they did like a stereo thing with it, which is interesting. And again, you also have stuff like Interstellar Overdrive, which not really a single, but yeah, and at 9 minutes 43, quite unusual to include on the record. So you go a mixture of singles and album tracks. You know, Armored Lady, can't go wrong with that. Interstellar Overdrive, Yosemite Play. Remember a Day, again taken from A Saucer Full of Secrets. What else do we have? We also have 2 tracks from the soundtrack for the film More. We have Cirrus Minor and the Nile Song, probably the best 2 tracks actually, so you don't need to buy that record if you've got this one. And Bike from Piper at the Gates of Dawn. Another thing that people might want to get it for is a track that Roger Waters wrote and often performed live around that time, called Biding My Time. It's not available anywhere else, so that's a reason to buy it. So you got all this. Those are the pros. Well, the cons is it's not really a true reflection of that period, because there are a number of singles that are omitted from the collection, such as Apples and Oranges, It'll Be So Nice, Point Me at the Sky, and a B-side, Candy and a Currant Bun. You know, so again, that's why I find it a little bit weird, because those tracks existed, and you could get those on part of the Shine On box set. It's called the early singles. So yeah, which I think is probably the better. I should get it off the shelf, shouldn't I? But I've already done an unboxing of that one. But that is probably a more satisfying collection of singles if you want. So yeah, Relics is a bit of an oddity. It's a bit of an odd one, because it's neither fish nor fowl. It's neither greatest hits, i.e. it collects the singles, and it's got all these weird album tracks on it. So who is it for? Who is it for? Well, it was originally released as like a stopgap, because it came out before Medal, and I think the story is that EMI were a little bit concerned because things were taking a bit of time, and they wanted some material put out to keep the punters happy whilst Medal was being recorded. Which again, it's I find it odd. I find that odd. But hey, a lot of people like it. For me, like I said, it's a little bit flawed. But overall, it was released on, well, when I was a lad, it was on Music for Pleasure, I believe, but I think it was on Starline before that, and there was a budget label, so it wasn't a full price album. So you were getting, 11 tracks, for a cheaper price. The sleeve was designed by Nick Mason himself. Again, he's pulling back on his architectural training, because they wanted to be architects, did old Pink Floyd. So yeah, it was hand drawn and designed by him. Around the world, the cover there were different covers, different versions of the cover, but for me, this cover is the cover. When it was released on CD, they created I guess you call it a sculpture, 3D, 3D, or an actual real life 3D physical version of the album sleeve. Storm Thorgerson, his assistant, did that, and I always liked I always like the look of that, and it's a shame they didn't. I don't know, include a print of it with the reissue, because I'd like to have seen it, because it was only on the CD. So I thought that was an interesting take on the Relics sleeve. Yeah, also on that CD edition, they restored Arnold Lane and See Emily Play back to its mono mix for some reason. So again, if you want to pick that one up, you know, if you like listening to music with your finger in your ear, it's complicated. All these mono mixes and duophonic mix. Oh, it gets in it, doesn't it? Isn't it complicated? Doesn't it get fiddly? So yeah, I mean, it's an odd one. I mean, again, of all the compilations that Pink Floyd have put out, this is probably the most satisfactory, because at least it's kind of consistent, but like I said, deeply flawed. You know, I prefer to listen to the Pipe at the Gates of Dawn than listen to this. So yeah, I mean, but then again, that's just my opinion. But you got to look at what its original function was. Its original function was to keep people interested in the Floyd. But funny enough, thinking about it, nothing from Out of My Mother on here, right? Either. So yeah, all yeah, thinking of like Ummagumma and stuff like that. So yeah, it's an odd one. I've always found it odd. I'm sure many of you probably don't find it that odd. You probably love it. Love it to bits. And of course, you've already seen the unboxing for the reissue. The reissue is very fine, and they've restored the textured cover. It's kind of like a wallpapery textured cover. You see, and I've just noticed on here they've restored the original mono recordings. See, but it was originally, you know, duophonic. So restored the mono. I didn't notice the little asterisks there. So you don't have to worry about that. It's all been restored. But like I said, the original had duophonic mixes, whatever that is. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. I think I had it on cassette. Yeah. There you go. I can't remember. I have no memory of it. So yeah, I better rate the bloody thing. Well, again, seeing as it was a budget release, and seeing as you get quite a bit of Pink Floyd for your money, and it's a gateway album. It would have been a gateway drug, wouldn't it? It would have been a gateway drug, and got young uns into the Floyd. I'm gonna be really generous. I'm gonna give it 5 bikes out of 5, just because I can, because it's utterly pointless giving reviews marks, because tomorrow I might only give it 1, depending on how I'm feeling. You know what I'm saying? It's all about feelings, isn't it? Feelings. So yeah, it's a flawed compilation. They all are, but of all the Pink Floyd compilations, probably the best. And it's good for the artwork. So that's it. I've managed to eke this review. I've pulled it as far as it will go. I've stretched it, because again, there's not a lot to talk about. There's not a lot to talk about this record. Not a lot, but you know. But yes, I'm sure many of you haven't checked it out. But if you have those albums, you're only getting it for the one song, "Biding My Time," which you someone probably uploaded it to YouTube anyway. So what's the bloody worry about it, eh? No worry at all. So anyway, I've been talking about Relics by the Pink Floyd, originally released way back in May 1971. Thank you for watching. My name's been Darren Locke. So one more thing left to say, and that is prog on.